Hi, welcome to my video on squaring a complex numbers. Squaring monomials. Practice. Pause the video and work each of these out before I do. When you're finished, press play to see if you're right. Practice number 1. 3i squared is 3i times 3i, which is 9i squared. I squared is -1, so that gives me -9. Negative 5i squared is -5i times -5i. That's 25i squared. I squared is -1, so it's a -25. And a negative a half I squared is a half I times a half I. And 1 times 1 is 1. 2 times 2 is 4. I times I is I squared. And I squared is -1. Gives me -1/4. And a -4i squared is a -4i times -4i, which is negative times negative positive, 16i squared. I squared is -1, so it's a -16. Now let's square some binomials. So 2 plus 3i squared is 2 plus 3i times 2 plus 3i. We're multiplying a binomial by the binomial, so I'll do it by what we call FOIL, F-O-I-L. First, 2 times 2 is 4. Outside, 2 times 3i is 6i. Inside, 3i times 2 is 6i. And last is 3i times 3i is 9i squared. And that's 4. We can add these up to get a 12i. And 9i squared is 9 times -1, which is, make that a negative, I put a plus there, make that a -9. So we got 4 subtract 9 is -5 plus 12i. And number 2, that's -1 plus 4i times -1 plus 4i. To square any number, you multiply it by itself. And we're going to do FOIL first, outside, inside, last. So the first terms is -1 times -1 is 1. Outside is -1 times 4i is -4i. And inside is 4i times -1, -4i. And the last is 4i times 4i is 16i squared. And that's a 1. We can add these because they're like terms, so that's a -8i. And I squared is -1, so this gives me -16. And 1 subtract 16 is -15 minus 8i. Notice I'm writing them in A plus BI form. That's the complex number form, A plus BI. The real part is A, that's first, imaginary second. And number 3 is 1 plus I squared is 1 plus I times 1 plus I. And we're going to do FOIL. First, 1 times 1, 1. Outside, 1 times I is 1i. Inside, I times 1 is I. And last is I times I is I squared. So that's 1 plus, these are like terms, so we add 1 plus 1 is 2i. And I squared is -1. And 1 and -1 cancels out, so it works out to be 2i. Number 4, we're squaring, so we multiply it by itself. And I always write it down to make sure. So -3 minus 4i, -3 minus 4i, FOIL. First, outside, inside last, and that's when you multiply two binomials. First terms, negative 3 times negative 3 is 9. Outside, negative 3 times negative 4i is positive 12i. And the inside is negative 4i times negative 3, positive 12i. And last, negative 4i times negative 4i is a positive 16i squared. And we have 9. Notice 12i and 12i becomes 14i, 24i. 12 and 12 is 24. And again, 16i squared. I squared is negative 1, so that's negative 16. And we add 9 and a negative 15 is a negative 7 plus 24i. And again, I put it, and notice number 3 here. If I want, I could go 0 plus 2i, because there's no real parts, so 0 is the real number. But most teachers would say okay with 2i. And that's squaring monomials and binomials. Okay. And if you like my video, click the like button, click the subscribe button, click the notification bell. More videos are coming your way. Visit my math website, www.mathfullyexplained.com, to find more information about me, my videos, and the content that's on my YouTube channel called Math Fully Explained. Thank you for viewing my video. Bye-bye.